From one hooker to another, let's check in with Parramatta's 9, Reid, Mahoney. Reid, welcome to Fox League Live. It is great to have you with us now. The last thing I saw of you on Instagram was you in a hospital room. Good to see you've made it home. How's the recovery going? And for those that aren't aware, what did you have done?
Hey guys, how are we? I broke the outside of my foot, so can you imagine the outside of your hand? I broke the it's called a John's fracture. Apparently it's not the best sort of injury to go up, and it's not very doesn't happen very often on in NRL. So I've had a screw put in last night and stayed in hospital overnight. So just got home and sort of soaking it all up, not being able to do anything. So the missus is running around doing everything for me. I think she's off me already.
We just saw some clips against the Titans, and you've kicked the ball, you hobbled around. How long did you play football with that broken foot?
It was just before I kicked it. The boys, I think it was sort of a bit of a diffusal, and I sort of picked it up and then hopped over Gutho or Peachy's leg. And as I've hopped over his leg, that's when I've landed straight on the end of my foot. And just after the kick, I was gone. So when I kicked it, I got knocked over, and then I tried to get back up on it. And I tried to just think I just got stood on, but it was just I couldn't hold the pain or anything. Tried to run up the field with the boys, and then after that I just couldn't run, so I had to come off the field.
G'day, Reid. It's Greg Alexander. Mate, how long was this injury going to keep you out? If we were still playing, what were the doctors saying? When were you to return?
Well, I seen a specialist on I seen a specialist on the Monday, and he actually wanted to do something else with my foot, and he said pretty much the season, 20 weeks of the season. So obviously when I heard that, I was pretty upset. You train all pre-season, you do everything you can to get yourself ready and for the season, and that happens. But went and seen another specialist yesterday, and he was clear that the procedure the other guy wanted to do didn't need to happen. So he got me straight in last night, and just put a screw in it. So now it's just going to keep me out for about 8 weeks. So, which is really good. I'll get the cast off next week, and then in the moon boot and try and build progression from there. So 8 weeks is it's pretty good timing. So as much as you don't want to hear the NRL stop, it's kind of worked in my favour a little bit.
Reid, you've had an outstanding start to your NRL career. Give us a little bit of insight to where it all started. I believe you're a Queensland kid on the mighty Sunshine Coast. Yeah.
Grew up on the sunny coast there, out in Landsborough with the family, and obviously you got brothers that play footy. So I was footy mad from the age of 4. Go to footy training with my older brothers and try and tackle kids that I shouldn't be trying to tackle, and always injuring myself, mum reckons. So just running mad. And obviously you go to school and all your mates play footy. Where I'm from, everyone just played footy. So grew up there and just sort of made it through the ranks up there. And then I was 16, 17 years old and got picked up from the Dogs, and it was a good opportunity for me to head down to Sydney after I finished school, and it's sort of gone from there.
Sounds like every kid's childhood in Queensland. What about your Queensland ambition, state of origin? What you obviously want to play representative football one day, and tell me what your first memory of origin has been a Queensland kid.
I think playing in the Queensland jersey is the pinnacle. It's I think I made the Origin 20 team a few years ago, and I probably I loved watching Origin, but I never really been in a Queensland team before, so I didn't really know how much hype was around it. And when I got to experience that Queensland camp, even though it was 20s, the boys we had around, we had Princey, we had Hodjo, we had Dakiri, all them boys around us, and they just made it feel like this jersey means so much to everyone. And from that day, I've just ever since I put even a 20s jersey on, I just want to wear that Maroons jersey, and I think I'm going to work so hard to one day be able to. But growing up watching Origin, my dad's actually a Blue supporter, so when it comes to Origin time, he would sit at the other end of the lounge room, and I think there was that passive where you guys were winning 8 in a row, so he wasn't too happy about that. There was a lot of arguments in the lounge room of ours, and the dad would probably go to bed at half time if they were losing. But I think it's just something that everyone tries to work for, is wearing a Maroons jersey. And if I ever got to one day, it'd probably be pretty emotional, because it's all the stuff that people don't see to get you there, and maybe hopefully one day I get to.
Your dad's a Blues supporter. Cooper's got a story to tell us in a minute. We'll wait until we finish chatting to Reed. But Coop's got a good story. Now you made your debut in 2018, but last year was fantastic. Reed, just take us through some of the highlights and I guess some of the feelings you got playing with, the boys around you, Blake Ferguson, Mitch Moses. Just take us through 2019.
Yeah, 2019 for myself was huge. It they sort of obviously would have seen on the media that Brad wasn't sure that I was able to play in 80 minutes, and I'm pretty determined sort of blokes, and I wanted to prove him wrong. So I wanted to make sure I was going to play 80 minutes a week every week. So, but yeah, the whole ups and downs of the whole season was pretty incredible, and to even make the second week of the finals with the boys, and obviously we had ambitions to go all the way, and we backed ourselves to do that. And I think in that Melbourne game we all learned a lot as a group and a collective, and not just the players, the coaches did as well. So we went back into the preseason, really hungry. Everyone come back in good condition, and then after the Christmas break, everyone come back in good condition. So just to be able to play that whole season of NRL and know what I have to do week in, week out to make sure my body's right to play 80 minutes a week and put my body on the line for my teammates. I think you need that, and I think just had to build the fundamentals of my game right. And as the years go on, I want to be able to build on that. But once I get the fundamentals right, which I think I did in 2019, hopefully in 2020 I can build that even more.
Now, not only did the Eels and yourself perform well last year, but Parramatta opened up the new stadium, Bankwest Stadium. You scored a try in the opening game. So your 21st birthday, you score a try. Bankwest is a special place, isn't it? And you've become a bit of a try scorer.
Yeah, I was, the day couldn't have been written any better. My whole family came down for my birthday, and as they do that weekend. And, luckily we were playing on that day. And, I think, as I said, opening of the stadium, we worked for it for 6 weeks. We made it clear in our team that, we would need to earn the right for fans to come and support us at that stadium and really make it a fortress that every time people come to play there, it's going to be hard to beat us. So I think that day was, as I said, you couldn't write it any better. We won, pretty convincingly, but, also scoring a try on my birthday was pretty exciting, and, it was awesome to be a part of.
Well, Reed Mahoney, thank you so much for your time. We wish you a very speedy recovery for your Jones fracture, that bone in your foot that you've... Jones fracture, right? That's what you said?
Yeah. John's fracture.
There you go. Sorry.
Yeah, John.
Apologies.
Go, John.
Thanks, Reed.
Thanks, Reed. Rest up.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Okay.